Hey, my fellow investors, what's going on? It's me, Julius, again here. So I was not supposed to be shooting a video today, or at least releasing a video. I was supposed to be in Puerto Rico as of today. I was actually supposed to be there from the 11th until the 15th. And I was supposed to shoot some videos while I was there, so I can show you what I was doing. This time wasn't business, it was more of like a small vacation. But strange thing happened, So on Sunday, Super Bowl weekend, I wake up fatigued, chills, low grade fever. And I think if I remember correctly, my temperature was around 99.8. I never run a high temperature, so I was a little bit kind of surprised. So I wake up, try to go to the gym. I get there, I'm feeling so weak, I can't even work out. So I was like, you know what, let me go back home. So something hit me. I was like, man, am I catching COVID? But then I was like, I've been taking care of myself, I've been wearing the mask, I've been keeping a distance, I've not been going to parties. I was like, you know what? The only way I could have got the COVID would be through my job. But I was like, nah, I don't think I have COVID. So the next day, Monday, I wake up with a bad headache, right? So I had a few drinks on Sunday during Super Bowl. So I'm thinking maybe it's the hangover. So I take some ibuprofen. And I feel better, and I go to work, I feel good. I get to work, my temperature is 102. I'm like, man, something's not making sense. At this time, I have no headache. I don't feel like I have a fever, but my temperature is running high. But then my boss is like, you know what, let's recheck it. I recheck my temperature, it is 98. So I'm thinking, okay, maybe it was wrong the other time. But since I was traveling, I asked my boss if I can be tested for COVID, instead of actually, because, so basically for me to travel to Puerto Rico, they need a COVID test. And I was like, you know what, let me take advantage, let me just do it from work. So that since the traveling was on Thursday and they give you 72 hours, I'm like, okay, this should do. If I do it on Monday, it should be 72 hours by Thursday when I'm supposed to travel. So I get tested. I get home, wait for my results. I lose my appetite. I have no appetite. So I'm like, man, something's going on with me. At this time, I'm not feeling any feverish. I'm not coughing. The sore throat is resolved. My temperature is running, it was around 98 at that time. So the next day, usually they'll call me. My job will call me in the morning because the results usually come back very early in the morning, around 6 in the morning. So I woke up, I think around, what time did I wake up? I woke up around 8 because I was supposed to be on my job at 9. So they call me, they're like, hey, no, nobody calls me around 8. I'm like, okay, nobody's calling me, so I get dressed, I have my breakfast. So in my head, I'm like, you know what, I think I'm good. Maybe it was just flu. I've packed my stuff that I need to go, so everything is good. Around 8:15, I received a call from my job. I'm like, why would they be calling me? One thing that came to my mind, I'm like, okay, do they want me to go in early or do they want me to go in late? Maybe. Okay, so I pick up the phone and my boss tells me, you know what, I'm sorry, your results came back positive. So funny is when she gave me this news, first, I'm not gonna lie, I felt relieved because first of all, I didn't know what was happening to my body. Having this fever, having the cough, having the fatigue, the chills. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going for my trip. But at least I know, and I know what to do right now. So the first thing I did was isolate myself. I called the people that I've been around for the last few days. I told them, you know what, I tested positive for COVID and you may as well go and check yourself just in case. Of course, I was mad because I'd planned for this trip for some time. But I've always believed there's a reason why things don't happen the way they're supposed to happen, so I didn't take it the wrong way, although I was a little bit pissed off. So yes, I've been home, taking all these remedies every morning. They've been helping. Actually, my symptoms have resolved completely. For the first time today, I went out for a run. Actually, I went out for like 20-minute running. And I'm a kind of a person, I hate staying in bed, because the more I stay in bed, I become more and more weak. So what I force myself to get out of bed and do something. So that's what I've been doing, taking a lot of fluids, but as of today, I'm feeling really, really, really good. I feel like I'm back to my baseline. But I still have another 4 days to go. I'm supposed to go back to work on Thursday. That would be my 10, it's supposed to be 10 days anyway. You have to stay home for 10 days. So Thursday will be my 10 days. So once Thursday comes, if I feel well, then I go back to work. So anyway, that's my story for this week. It's been a crazy, crazy week. But I thank God I didn't have to go to the hospital. But one thing I can tell you guys, COVID is real, and COVID attacks everyone differently. So don't think because some people don't have symptoms, it's going to be the same thing for you. So take care of yourself, and even if it doesn't affect you, it can affect someone else. So you don't want to be giving it to someone else. Stay home if you have to. You don't have to go to parties. You don't have to go around with no mask, because like I said, the person that gets it from you may be your grandmom, maybe your mom. So you got to take care of yourself. So anyway, with that in mind, me being home doing nothing, something came to me. I was watching TV, and I saw a bunch of young kids. I call them kids. the millennials in their 20s. Driving these beautiful cars. Something hit me. I'm like, you know what? I can shoot a video on people that try to look rich while they're poor. Instead of being rich, they try to look rich. Now, you see, the goal on this channel, if you've been following me, is to become rich, not to look rich. And you see a lot of people never become wealthy because they waste too much money on buying symbols of success that depreciate. They are more focused on looking rich instead of becoming rich. You buy a Mercedes, a BMW, or that expensive car, not because you need it, but because you want to show someone that you can afford it. Or you're trying to look what you are not. Now, you see the rich still rich because they spend like they're poor. And then the poor stay poor because they spend like they're rich. Now, living below your means and investing your extra income is how you build wealth. Now, no matter how much money you make, you must spend less than you earn. Let me ask you a question. Have you seen a number of celebrities who are making millions, and now they're struggling because their income is not coming in anymore? Going back to my point, when it comes to building wealth, it's not about how much you make. Rather, it's having a budget and sacrificing today for tomorrow. Building wealth is all about sacrificing. And you see, as you're still holding that job, it could be your dream job, or it could be something that you are doing to bring in income. You have to put money in a vehicle that if something happens to you, that money can turn around and begin working for you. However, the problem we're having is that we are so busy trying to look rich and purchasing items that are losing value. Now think about it. You can purchase that dream car or that Gucci product that makes you look rich, and then in 5 years, what you bought for 50K is now worth 5K. Or you can purchase an investment for 50K, and then in 5 years, you can sell it and make 100K. Now that's smart investment right there. And that's the things they don't teach you in school. Don't be in a rush to look successful. Once the average person begins to earn a decent income, I don't know if you have realized, the first thing they do is to go and buy a new car, the designer clothes, and a big house that has more space than they need. Don't fall into that trap of pretending to be rich. Because a rich person can pretend to be poor forever, but a poor person cannot pretend to be rich for long. And I know many people just want attention and popularity, and I understand that. But rich people just are focused on the money and freedom. Get rich first and you can always enjoy the luxury later. It's that simple. Because luxury goods are not going anywhere. Material goods get better every year. We all know that. Buy assets that produce income. Take that money and purchase more income producing assets. You repeat this process and you will eventually become rich. You see, dividend paying stocks from great companies and rental properties in prime locations are a great example of assets that produce income. You see, a wise man once told me, buy an Apple stock instead of an iPhone. Think about buying a car company stock instead of buying the new car. Buy ownership shares in the beer company instead of just drinking the beer. It's better to own shares in the shoe company instead of having a massive shoe collection. In other words, what he was trying to tell me is think like an owner, not a consumer. Then you will create wealth. It's about the mindset. You see, mindset is a very, very powerful thing. And after you are rich, then you can buy all the material goods you want with no consequences to your financial security. Wait until you are truly rich, right? New homes get better every year, like I said. Luxury cars get better every year. Designer clothes and fancy watches look nicer every year. You can always buy those things at any time when you become rich. Because the interesting thing is that the wealthier you are going to become, the less you are going to desire material goods. You don't have anything to prove when you really have the money. Do you even have to search a car that Bill Gates drives or the type of clothes that Elon Musk wears? No, because it does not matter. You see, word spreads fast when you are truly rich because people see the lifestyle you live and the time freedom you enjoy. Now, most people who are truly rich don't flaunt their wealth because they don't want to attract freeloaders, thieves, or beggars. Now, on the other hand, you are here complaining about people begging you for money while you're here trying to pretend that you have money. I mean, if you pretend to people that you have the money, of course they're going to ask you for money. Now, you see, the essence of being rich is to have options. Because wealth gives you the option to live where you want. Spend time on what you want, spend as much time with family as you want, help the poor, and impact the world. Your legacy won't be about the things you possessed. That's wrong. Nobody really cares about the material possessions of Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and other wealthy people. Nobody will care about how nice of a car, clothes, or a home you had. You will be known for the impact you had on others and the legacy of wealth you left behind. Anyway, one last point that I want to make before I let my fellow investors go, it's been a long video, is don't lose your opportunity to really be rich by trying to look rich through materialism. Like again, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel and like the content, hit those notifications for more videos in the future, and I guess I will see you on the other side. Take care of yourself. See ya.